Dicen que el saber no ocupa lugar y en la vida hay tanto por explorar. Si quieres crecer, si quieres brillar, la puerta está abierta, solo hay que entrar.
Hello guys, we're going to continue with the next part of the class. Okay, now today we're going to continue with the simple present tense. Remember, simple present tense is to talk about daily routines or activities, okay, even though for facts, right? So today we have this S rule, okay? The S rule, it's just for third person. Remember, he, she, it, okay? That's a third person about simple present tense, okay? Now, what rules do we have? Remember, we are going to talk about the S rule. The S rule, we have three different ways to write down. The S is going to affect the third person, but in verbs, okay? The verbs are really important with the simple present tense in affirmative sentence. Remember, we use in the last video, we use for negative and we use for question, do and does, right? Well, I'm sorry, in this situation, just for question, do and does. But in this case, it's just for affirmative sentence, okay? Now, we have here some examples. We have three different ways just to change the S. As an S, as ES, or IES, okay? Here we have an exception and we have another thing, but we're going to explain you at the end, okay? Now, what do you need? For affirmative sentence, remember this is about affirmative or positive sentence, okay? Positive sentence. If you see the pronoun in the third person, you need to write down the verb with an S. For example, she calls Tom. She calls Tom. That's an affirmative sentence in simple present tense, okay? Now, he drinks water. He drinks water. The letter S is really important. If you, for example, say, he drink water, it's not correct. It's not correct. So you need to write down the letter S. He drinks water. Okay? That's the correct way. Now, we drink soda. In this situation, for example, to the verb drink, you don't need to write down anything. Okay? You don't need to write the letter S. We drinks soda is not correct. We drink soda, and that's enough. Okay? I drink orange juice. I drink orange juice. That's the correct way, okay? So for I don't use drinks. It's just drink. I drink orange juice, okay? Now, repeat one more time. She calls Tom. He drinks water. We drink soda. I drink orange juice, okay? That's just a rule for an S, okay? All the words as a common way, right? But also we have exceptions, okay? All the verbs that ends with O, X, Z, S, double S, SH, or CH, at the end or after that, you need to write an ES, okay? For example, go, after the word go, the verb ends with O. So after that, we have to add ES. Goes. She goes to the park. What's the meaning? It's the same. It's just a rule. Okay? Now, he watch, he watches. He watches a movie. He watches a movie, right? Now, Maria finish ends with SH at ES. Maria finishes her homework. Maria finishes her homework, right? Now, for example, in this case, we're talking about they. They doesn't have, well, I'm sorry, it doesn't have the ES. So they watch TV, and that's all. You don't need to write down ES, right? So remember, with the verbs, actions, remember, with the verbs that end with O, X, Z, S, double S, SH, and CH, you need to write ES. It's okay? Now we're going to continue with another rule. if you have a verb that at the end with Y, this is a letter Y, you have to take it away and write down IES, right? For example, try ends with Y, you take away, you erase, take away the letter Y and write IES. So instead of try, change to tries. It's okay? Now, study, study ends with Y, change to studies, studies, right? But what happened with the word play? The word play also ends with letter Y. That situation here is before the Y, we have a vowel, right? So with the vowel, we don't need to change the letter Y. Well, in this situation about the word try, before Y, we have a letter R. That's a consonant. Before study, the letter Y, before the Y in that word study, we have a letter D. That's a consonant. But in the word play, before Y, we have a letter A that is a vowel. That's why we don't need to change it, right? So just with those kind of words, you have to take away the the letter I, and add IES. It's okay? Now, we have an exception here. We have the word have. The word have. For example, with I have a marker in my hand. I have a marker in my hand. That's correct. I have. It's okay? But what happened with the third person? This one is an irregular verb. Okay? So you have to change it. If you change to haves, it's not correct. Okay? It's not correct. So you have to change have to has. Has. For example, Zoe has a house. Zoe has a house. It's okay? Zoe has a house. So in this situation, that's good. Because Zoe is third person. If you change the word Zoe, it's she. It's okay? Now, they they have. They have. You don't need to write has. It's have. Because they is not a third person. It's okay? Now, they have a house. And that's correct. Now, models. With the models, for example, we have this one is a common sentence. It's a positive sentence. She dances in the party. She dances in the party. That's okay, right? But in this situation, the word can is a model. You don't need to write an S with the model. If you say cans, it's not correct. So we have to take away this one. That correct way is going to be she can dance in the party. And even though with the word dance, you don't need to add a letter S, right? It's not necessary. So she can dance in the party. And that's everything. Okay? So for the simple present, those are the rules that we have for ES. Okay? So now we're gonna pause a little bit and I'm gonna add some examples just to close this topic. It's okay? So see you in the next video, guys.